Academia, of course, episode 3 of the bad guys. And, you know, I love this episode, right? TOGA-CHAN's episode. Toga backstory, Toga getting new powers, Toga killing people. Come on, a great episode. But everyone hated it on Twitter. This is so much hate for this episode. I was like, holy shit, everyone hates it. Of course, it's mostly, you know, manga readers are like, oh, this should have been so much better. This could have been the best thing ever. But I would say this is right. I'm an anime only, and I really love this episode. I definitely get that this season isn't up to par, right? I agree with it 100%. I agree that this season is pacing, especially, has been really bad. And then the order of change to one is very clear, and the movie, you know, maybe, but the movie taking place and blah blah so on. It's very, very clear. But last episode, from like a story aspect, I thought it was great. But I'm guessing that what I kind of understand is that the visualization, that's been something that's been an issue though earlier though, in my Academia, right? They kind of have this really, you know, kind of more, how to say it, visual or brutalizing scenes, right? That are kind of nerfed in the anime. But I feel, honestly, people say, oh, bone sucks or whatever. I feel it's also somewhat partially a censor thing, right? They're like, oh, we can't show this thing. It's going to be too brutal on anime. Anime is, well, we can't have evil smile and so on. To some extent. To some extent it's that, but definitely it's quite it's a little lackluster, obviously. Anyway, I'm guessing today is going to be the Twice episode, right? Twice is going to come in and like rescue TOGA-CHAN. He's going to have to overcome his fear out of his using his powers. That'd be awesome. And yeah, you know, Genkai. So as I was reading, so 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, so they these like clones right at him, right? Yeah. Of course, he's very afraid of his own powers, so he's like, holy shit, man. But they're probably gonna kill Toga, or try to they're gonna try to kill Toga, right? And he's gonna have to overcome, I guess, his like internalized fear of his own powers, probably, or get a new power, something. Yeah, so this guy has like the power to create, you know, the zombie twice, right? Yeah, like kind of clones, what do we call it? But as I said last week though, man, these bad guys, the Liberation bad guys, they have really good intel. It's like, this guy can't handle his own power, so we'll send clones to him. Like, how would they know that? I mean, I guess they told that guy, I suppose, right? Yeah, I guess they got everything from him, I guess, but they really got good intel and details. Yeah, so of course he can't like fight them. He's so afraid of his own, seeing his own face, right? But there we go, TOGA-CHAN! Gonna break your neck there, of course. Yeah, you know, like his best friend, right? That is a gruesome episode so far, but man, this is a good start at least. I have a hard time seeing them killing Toga though, so I think Twice is gonna overcome, right? Here we go, opening time. Right, do 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 do. Yeah, my Villa Academia. I keep saying it every week though, they should have changed the opening. Come on! That is the worst part of this season! Why did they do a second version of the opening where all the bad guys are instead in the opening, right? Come on. That would have been... That I would have given them a lot of credit for, right? It should have been like Toga and so on in the opening, yeah. Big mistakes were made. Big mistakes were made, that is. Oh, man, they could have been so much better than opening. I love anime openings, and I always really love when they're changing the openings, right? Like when I add a new character, or let's something random, let's say Naruto opening 5, okay, Sambo Master, of course. Like in that opening, spoilers when they throw in those 3 other characters appearing in the opening, right? Those people actually love in openings, yeah. If they have the same opening, and then we throw in those 3 characters, or like the silhouette is not shown, whatever, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Love it in openings, so you can like change 1 or 2 details, maybe like cutting down the character's hair, right, or like now the eyes are red instead of green or something because a new power. Yeah, I love the details, right? I love those like small changes. And here, of course, had a perfect moment to be like, well, we're just gonna do a villain Academia opening, right? But no, just didn't do it. They just didn't do it. They were like, whatever. Yeah, not impressed by that. Definitely not. Oh, more Twice backstory first, right? Of course, you have to learn about Twice, right? So you can of course see that he doesn't have the scar yet, right? He doesn't have the I wonder what he can do more then. He can obviously create more clones himself and so on. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that he's gonna, awaken some new powers, right? To be able to save TOGA-CHAN. So I wonder what he can actually do with that. This is his manager when he was like back in the days, when he's like, non-criminal lifestyle. Okay. He's kind of can't trust Japan to get 5 bit was, but okay. Well, he kind of, I wouldn't say he's forced to be a criminal, but he definitely is kind of outside society now. Gonna get kicked out, right, and so on. Gonna explain why he's gonna go into a bad route, right? Yeah. Having conversation with himself. Making a clone and talking to himself. Yeah, that's also a way not to be lonely. I mean, that works, right? Okay, now I feel crazy. Yeah, and now it's like, I don't even trust my own personal self. Yeah, here we get the score. Yeah, hate myself, right? Yeah, so they all fought the self, right? Yeah, so now he has to be, so weird as math, so he can't. But I mean, yeah, as I said, obviously Giran told them, because they were torturing Giran, right? But I love Guilty Gear, so this is giving me a Faust vibe. This paper bag, yeah, the weirdest character in Guilty Gear, Faust, he finds a paper bag instead. The doctor, Dr. Faust. What's that? Oh, be trusted. Yeah, of course. You gotta get Nakamas, right? And he's gonna be like, TOGA-CHAN is my Nakama! He's gonna get that, typical, shonen power up by being like, TOGA-CHAN is my best friend! Tomodachi Nakama, of course, yeah, twice he's gonna get, he has to hit the power up to save his best friend, right? Here we go, I'm Back in the Future. Yeah, TOGA-CHAN! Ugh. Yeah, but he has to, overcome, right? Come on, Twice. I believe in you. You gotta use his powers. Oh man. Maybe he can use his powers? No, he has to save Toga, come on. This is time for Twice to, overcome. Come on. Man, he's going crazy, but come on, Toga. I mean, he never cared about someone else except himself, right? So it's the first time for him to have to care about someone else in that sense. Exactly, nice. Rescue TOGA-CHAN. Oh, here we go. Is it finally... Yeah, it's gonna create more clones, I guess, right? I'm getting goosebumps though, seeing Twice been pissed off here. Here we go, it's finally doing it! Yeah. It's finally doing it. Like, screw it. We're gonna save TOGA-CHAN. Friendship. Yeah, the power of friendship, come on. But it actually makes sense though, more than usually does in shonen animes. This guy's actually like, he's killing my best friend in front of me, right? And he just... Okay, so every clone is weaker than the first clone? Slide. Is gonna be able to make those bullets though? Maybe? Now this is kind of funny now. Yeah, let's go twice soon. They're all like supporting each other. Yeah, I love you too, bro. Let's go. There's some random evil schoolgirl. Oh, here we go. Infinite twice. Yeah, he's, you know, rooting for the bad guy because also. Oh man, yeah, he's just going everywhere. Exactly, for my nakamas, you know. Yeah, of course he did overcome his trauma, and now he's creating an army of twices. Isn't it exactly what you expect? I mean, these bad guys are like, that's not what you expected. Like, really? I felt that was kind of exactly what you expected. That he would either die or overcome his trauma, right? To save his best friend. Come on. Okay, this guy really can't handle failures. I mean, he really can't handle failures. Is to manipulate that guy, definitely. Yeah, he can definitely in numbers. Okay, so the ice guy keeps fighting Darby, right? Which is like the worst fight ever. Yeah, this is like, come on, he's an ice user versus the guy that has higher heat levels. So his blue flames are higher than fire. Yeah, it's like temperature because of how heat tastes around the oxygen. But it's like, this feels like super easy for Darby. Oh, I'm fighting the guy with ice powers. Oh, okay, yeah, let's go. I love it. Hey, you guys, we're coming saving you. TOGA-CHAN, woo! That was just awesome here, yeah. He's super annoying. Come on, friendship. Come on, guys, we're gonna help you. Just... Yeah, exactly. We're heroes now. We're clearly the good guys now. Exactly. Friendship. Yeah, it is wholesome now. How Twice is so interested in friendship. Overcoming all the bad guys, you know, the village of bad guys. Yeah. Yeah, we could be so many. Okay, yeah. There's just half-ass kill them. Okay. Well, the ice guy though, he can hit a lot of people, but still, like how he kind of hugged him there, he's kind of protecting his friend, you know. Yeah, did he prepare that by having ice prepare something? Well, maybe it's just a lot of water, like he just makes water. Yeah, I guess it's like using all the water in the village or something, city. Still feels like a easily fight for Darby, like it's a fire guy. Yeah, I feel it's like a really weird. Darby's gonna power up by fighting the guy he's good against. It's like easy mode. Well, he seems to be stronger than Todoroki though with ice actually. I guess as long as we fight him in a city then, there's water in the ground. You fight him, you know, up in the mountain range. I guess he can do it, but yeah, Sulfur Boy. Good point. Might be his body can't. I was laughing at Twice with the thumbs like melting. God damn it, Twice! It turned it was a really sad episode or sad, kind of sad into this like comedy episode. He's like, I'm still fighting, best friends. Twice. Oh, he's beautiful, man. Here's Gigantomachia. Yeah, suddenly you know there. Well, doesn't he like... come on, man. Bad guy infograph. It was like twice what he likes unknown. But when he likes TOGA-CHAN, he likes friendship. Oh, Spinner. Maybe Spinner gets some screen time. I don't know. I did read it. They skipped over some Spinner parts, right? That's the thing. Something. Poor turtle man. So last time, of course, the cake could spread, which I felt was a very natural level up for him, that he could like touch one person and everyone else could touch two, right? Because it is a decaying disease. So why not? He comes on the twices. Yeah, Superman the twices! Ace Spinner, best friend! It's like, come on. I guess you can throw the twices. You know, if you like decays the twice and throws it twice at them, that's like a, you know, the Mongolian disease attack strategy. Yeah, because of Gira, right? Good point. Yeah, they're defending the tower, so makes sense. If that makes sense, yeah. I like it. Yeah, Twice is so confident now. Twice is the best guy ever now. Hello, bro. And Spinner kinda is there. Yeah, he's not done much yet. Okay. Suddenly it feels like one of those politician, like this politician course. This is very typical. This is very Japanese, right? You stand and do your speech outside this car. This is very, very common in Japan. All the countries too, but I think especially in Japan, this is very. But of course, these bad guys are kind of like, you know, business people, right? Yeah, politicians, business guys, and. Is his quirk maybe some kind of morale booster or something? Yeah, it's like, I guess he can do that. Yeah, I guess he has like a cheerful quirk, right? Something like know exactly how it works, but I guess he can, like, you know, power. It makes sense. Yeah, he can power them up and talking to them like he has the prison door, of course. One of the many twices. I mean, Twice has become the funniest guy ever now. She's so happy with his friendship. Come on. More friends. Yeah, just die, man. Like, just die, man. Yeah, we got Yamato later tonight, right? It's gonna be awesome. Or like early tomorrow, more like it. First voice line. And here it starts. Now it starts. I'm the real one. Here we go. He immediately drops the. So you are clone too? No, I'm the real one. Okay, immediately. See, he was the fake one. Yeah, here we go. The classic clone issue. Here we go. Yeah, immediately. I'm the real one. Yeah, he's going into the same issues always. Wait a minute. Who's the real one actually in this case? Oh yeah, like whatever. I sway it. Let's see what he can do, Destro here. Blowing it shit up, man. Yeah, of course he cut his fingers off, so we know that, yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course they got the info about Twice from Giron. It's a very Twice full step, definitely. Well, I mean, he also brought back Clone, right? His mom, probably. I don't know. He seems to know everything. He's like, I know your mother. He seems to know everyone. He's like, I heard about your mom. It could be his own mom, I guess. I mean, he clearly got his philosophy with Korok, but... Yeah... But I mean, he's kind of like talking about the first people having Koroks. Doesn't seem really related to what he's doing, honestly. Because everyone has Koroks now, basically, right? So it's like... Yeah, I don't know. Can they touch him though like this? I mean, can they just like decay his head when he grabs him? Come on, man. This is true though, they definitely kind of have this weird... You can't use your power when you want to and so on. Yeah, have the license thing and so on. That is true. Yeah, like re-destro. It is true that Tsuyaki is kind of a crazy tag guy more. Yeah, the big guy is coming. Yeah, so of course the real one. Gonna decay the old tower, baby. Yeah, of course. And all these twices, man. The roller coaster episode of traumatic sadness and comedy twice. Well, they are not really humans anymore though. They clearly got quirks, so... You're the boss, yeah, it's like... Man. This is much longer than it's gonna be. This is much longer than it's gonna be, man. I thought they were gonna finish this villain fight in this episode, basically. But it's clearly some after ending credits, because it's like a minute left here, so let's go into that. I have not seen the 86 thing. It's like tormently... 86, I keep saying, it's the most superficial anime I've ever seen in my life. Like, oh my god, man. It was painful to watch every episode. Shit, man. But it was a really good episode again here. I can't wait people to hate it anyway. I can't let people say that, oh, Bones failed so much. Yeah, I don't see it in probably this episode. Obviously I'm anime only, but... I mean, he probably skipped over something, but I don't see any problems here, really. Certainly some scenes probably could be more brutal or whatever, but I don't know. From like a story perspective, we get the Twice backstory, we get overcoming his trauma, right? And then we get the comedy. There was some CGI used for Twice. I guess they could be higher quality, I guess, but that's fit nitpicky. There was no like random filler bits. There was no, you know, flashback for 25 minutes. And I mean like, no, filler flashback, so... No, I think it's another great episode. Let's see what happens here after the ending. Some kind of after ending credits, certainly. Maybe it's just a preview. Damn it, it's just a preview. Maybe I just looked the wrong timer there. Maybe I misread how long the ending is. Oh, okay, it's a preview. Oh, it was only a preview. Spinner gets an episode finally, maybe. Yeah, with the sheer guy. Of course. The two guys keep fighting. Oh, it's gonna have even more Shigaraki flashbacks? I guess so. Yeah, sounds like that. Oh yeah, like his sister, I guess. I think she is. As will be explained, right? But that's in the kind of the preview. It's like, you know, little Immortal-chan or something like that. Which she, I guess, kills, right? So that seems to be in this episode more Shigaraki and a little bit of Spinner, maybe. Yeah, I'm like, man, this poor Spinner, man. A turtle bro. He doesn't get much screen time. He kinda... He's gonna fight the politician powers, right? But didn't do much, man. Anyway, let's review it. Let's go back to... I don't know, man. It's just a lot of good TV twice, man. The opposite was a twice episode. I guess I kind of like this in the most, actually. Honestly, yeah. It's kind of summarizing everything. So let's review the episode. Can I like this in the most? When it's like, Nakama! I saved you, TOGA-CHAN! So, yeah, a great episode. I will say it that it's obviously predictable. Like, you know what's gonna happen. Because, like, they're gonna kill off Toga here, right? And so we of course we kinda know that, well, Twice has to overcome his mental trauma, right? He has to overcome his... who's the real one and so on, and, you know, be able to create more clones, and by that, and saving her, right? So it's like, you know what's gonna happen. But it's a good scene, though, and quite a brutal scene, right? He has all his mental trauma, all his screaming and so on, and then, of course, he's like, but friendship is what I care about the most. So he overcomes his limits, right? And I think that when it comes to these different characters, I would argue that Twice is probably the one that is the most reasonable to power up, honestly, in that sense. I would say so. Where's the image when he has... Yeah, here's the image, yeah, when he can almost killing Toga. You know, I would argue definitely that Twice leveling up here is by far the most reasonable, right? Because with Toga was like, oh, I can also use Urukara's power now, right? I really want to be Urukara-chan, so I can use the powers, okay? Then I think her power, I think the Toga's quirk leveling up, how it actually leveled up, that makes sense. That she can turn into that person. She gets their powers, but she's basically, you know, mimicking them, right? Why not? And then, you know, she's losing her form quicker, right? I guess. The blood is consumed more. Okay, that's fine. So I think it makes sense how it actually works. But, of course, Toga being able to do it, last episode with her Genkai, pushing the Genkai, right, surpassing the limits, that feels more like, well, it's like narratively, she better level up now, right, yeah. So even though this is clearly what's going to happen with Twice, he's like, has to overcome to save Toga-chan, I still think this is the most reasonable, so to speak, leveling up, right, because he actually wasn't leveling up. It's more like he's, how to say it? I mean, Twice is obviously more like he's actually only using very low part of his powers, and he actually had a much stronger quirk, which he just didn't utilize, right? So that's what episode I think is great too, because it's of course another twist on it, right? In Twice's case, it isn't that he has to learn to use his quirk better. He hasn't had to unlock his quirk in some way, right, to figure out some creative new power up. For him, it's just that he has the mental determination to, you know, use his quirk correctly, right? So he obviously technically powered up, but he actually didn't get stronger. He used to start using his powers correctly, right? So yeah, I think it's a good scene, and again, I think definitely the most reasonable, like, oh, he can overcome now. Absolutely. But anyway, episode I think was a great comedy joke on it, though. Yeah, I mean, I love seeing all the Twice on the, you know, the rooftops, and they're doing these different smiley faces and thumbs up and everything. The episodes went from like this kind of tragic Twice bit to be like, yeah, bro, I got your best friends. Yeah, I think the episode was hilarious because it really went from like this. First, that it's sad backstory, right? It's all this torment, and you feel sorry for Twice, and then it turns into this like comedy bit where he's just like, "Hey, best friends, I got you! Yeah, I'm gonna save you guys, woo!" And he's just like, "I'm gonna make my own villain city, you know, I'm gonna make so much people, I can make my own friends and everything." So, yeah, I think the episode was hilarious when all the Twice were running around, and of course, eventually he ended up by doing the whole, "I'm the real one," and so they're fighting. When they asked him, okay, so are you the real one? No, I'm the real one. And then the guy dies, like, oh, that guy was a fake one. Clearly he died, right? So you're like, yeah, here we go. Twice is back from that. Reminds me of, what's it called now again? Oh my god. I'm pretty blanking. The TV show that everyone loves so much. Immortal? Inhuman? No, what's it called again? Oh my god, I'm blanking completely. Invincible, yeah. With the cool guys there, right? But I was blanking there definitely. Invincible, yeah. With the two clones, they always keeps fighting who's the real one, right? And they would have the issue. So Destro made his whole speech about how to say it, the mom and so on, the first quirk mom and that stuff. But I don't know, man. I think his point was kind of weak, honestly. So Destro going into the whole like, let's be talking about mom, the first quirk mom, and they killed her for anti-hate for quirk and so on. Right? I think his point was kind of weak, honestly, from an argument standpoint, because even though he's kind of correct with the whole that the government is kind of like pushing down the quirks, they can't just fly around freely, they have to have this license or whatever, so on, kind of going hero license kind of thing going on. What he's referring to, though, kind of the first mother with a quirk kid, that is like, we don't know exactly back in the past, but it's like like a few generations back, right? And he's kind of saying that, well, they hate our quirks. So they killed this, the first quirk people, they were killing them, right? And you can compare that to something like Marvel, right? We have the mutants and so on. It's very similar to, all the empty mutants around in Marvel. But the thing is that, of course, it's not the same thing in academia anymore. He claims it is. That's what I mean, the argument is very weak, because it's like, no. It's one thing that they were hating people with quirks when they were like, 1% people with quirks, right? But now it's like 80+% people with quirks, something like that. So no, obviously it's like, no, people have quirks, and people have, the society is clearly not like bullying someone because they have quirks. They might be bullying them because they have a lame quirk, right? Oh, what a lame quirk you have. But, so like people hate quirk users because they're actually the majority. So, yeah, I do feel his philosophy, that makes him very weak in that sense, that he's basing a lot of his hatred towards the government and the general system, right? That they're like suppressing quirk people, and they always be suppressing them. And he's comparing like when quirk people were like 1% or massively over like they were an extreme minority compared to majority, and now it's the opposite. So it's like it's clearly not the same situation anymore. So I think his argument about with the mommy thing, it doesn't make any sense from a logic standpoint. It's a really weak argument. It's really weak. That being said, though, I think he has a point generally, right, with the whole. I think he has a modernized general point. I agree with that. I think it's kind of lame that they have all these people with powers and they can't really use them. Kind of like, I don't know, when they work or whatever, kind of like generally using them. So I do agree with him on that point. They could probably have a little more open uses for quirk people, right, generally. But it's not really the same thing, though. He's clearly like taking it to the most extreme level and comparing like to 100 years ago kind of situation. So yeah, and but when he explains his backstory, he's like, I'm really Destro, I'm the Destro, I'm gonna carry on Destro's will. And it's like, yeah, that kind of points to that, right? He has the same mindset, I suppose, that Destro had, which is of course before in the generations, right? So he's acting like the society is exactly the same as it was when Destro was, the guy. Then he's like Destro, right? Even he's like generations later. So it's kind of like it's interesting, I suppose. I feel he's kind of like fighting a fight that's already won, basically. He's just obsessed with it, and he's fighting something that's already over. If anything, it reminds me of a lot of people in a political spectrum today, where it's like, why are you fighting about this thing? It's like, you already won, right? You already have what you want. Like, why you keep fighting? To some extent, I think that's true for him, definitely. He's already kind of guessed what he wanted, right? But he's like, no. And he acts like it's basically 100 years prior to the current situation, at least. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not a big fan of Destro or Destro in a sense, because I do find his motivation quite lacking and weak, right? He's basically just insane, and he's just, like I say, it believes in something that isn't actually true anymore. But to some extent, at least, he's obviously overplaying it. But anyway, yeah, him and Shigaraki are gonna have a fight clearly next week, and we're gonna see who's gonna win, right? I have to say, I don't really get Destro's powers. He's like, I can turn big, and I also can like get this black thing going on and so on. His quirk is like a little bit, yeah, I don't know, honestly. I feel his quirk is a little bit, how do you say it? I'm repetitive now. It feels a little like he's kind of does what the story wants him to do. His quirk clearly is limited, and also, I don't know, like, their fight to me doesn't make much sense. He grabs Shigaraki. Why can't Shigaraki just decay immediately? Shigaraki isn't that guy you want to grab, right? Because he got this decaying powers. Like, isn't that guy you want to physically grab. So, I don't know. This fight for me seems like Shigaraki should be able to easily kill him. This guy, he's a physical guy. He just has big hands. He's mostly a guy that just has like big hands, right? You can just like touch them and dies. That's how I feel it should work. But then it's kind of like, wait, if he's using his Destro powers in this sense, does that mean he's actually immune to his powers from his turning black or so? If he's a little kind of underlying thing with his quirk here that I feel is not really explained, but maybe no, I don't know. If it's kind of a little random how his powers are interacting with Shigaraki and the other guys, it's like, yeah. But I would say this thing though, I think his quirk so far looks really weak, honestly, right? It looks like a weak physical quirk. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe he has a lot more power scale actually, but I think in this fight now he looks like, oh, I can turn big. It's like, I know he has a little more power to that, but if he's kind of like a mountain lady, kind of. it's like I can control my body limbs, or what's her name now again? Oh my god, Karate girl. Yeah, with Honda, yeah. You can turn her, arm big. It's kind of like her powers, just a little more destructive. But they probably can have a lot of powers, I suppose, with that. Well, anyway, guys, that's my academia review. By the way, great, yet another great episode, right? So I was later. Oh yeah, I didn't mention Dabi. Dabi's fighting the ice guy. I still think that fight to be Dabi too. Dabi fighting the ice guy. I guess his ice powers are better than Todoroki in the sense because he can control water basically, and he's like water in the village. But yeah, like if you fight him outside the city, he's weak, right? And the ocean is powerful, so his power is more based on the environment around him, I suppose. Still feels like Dabi should easily win, man. He's like an ice guy. Yeah, I forgot about the fight. I was like, that fight to me seems like whatever. It's like he's the guy with a really hot fire fighting an ice guy. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds very easy for him. But anyway, that's the review, guys. See you guys, of course, with like mentioned earlier, Yamato finally gonna have the first voice line late at night or early morning, depending on where you live. Of course, I took Adventure today. Erasure Hero and Yaya should be back today as well. So it's awesome.